Welcome back to another episode of Health is Wealth, and thank you all so much for tuning in to today's episode. And as always, I am beyond grateful and thankful from the bottom of my heart to each and every one of you who is tuning into today's episode and also tuning in to help support the podcast. As every week I am sharing a new episode, just sharing words and thoughts of inspiration and motivation in hopes that it brings value into your life today, as I'm just sharing things that are on my mind, the things that I am learning on my own crazy journey and ride that we call life. Things that I'm learning for the first time, things that I'm just going through, things I'm seeing in a different point of view. All again, just on my own quest and mission to become the best version of myself. And before we get started, just wanted to show you the fresh new Health is Wealth tea that we've got on deck. And so, if you're on Team Health is Wealth, you're about wanting to better that version of yourself to get to the top, let me know so we can get you hooked up with one of these shirts. I love it if you don't mind me saying so. But thanks again for tuning into today's episode. So what I wanted to talk to you about in this episode was having this no fear mindset. And I'm talking about this and thinking about this as, we all probably just had an amazing Thanksgiving. I definitely did. Had time enjoying the time with family, loved ones, just gathered around each other, eating some dinner, grateful and thankful to God for so many different things in my life today. And so, the day after here, just kind of recouping and recovering from all of that. But, as we're just finished up that holiday, we're pretty much, a few days away from the end of the month, and we're going into a new month, December, and that's going to bring us to the end and last month of 2025, and here we go again, right? The New Year's, a new me, 2026 is going to get started. And so for me personally, I'm thinking a lot about, what am I going to be up to this next year? What things are on my list of things that, I want to pursue, I need to pursue, different things I need and want to do to step up to the next level in life in many different areas of it. So what continues to come to mind, though, is this no fear mindset, right? And, I think oftentimes, we have this fear mindset of taking a chance on certain risk, trying certain things, doing certain stuff, because we always have a fear of what if it doesn't work out? What if it goes wrong? What if it all blows up in my face? And I believe it's what keeps us hesitant from, rolling the dice, taking any kind of, chances or any bets to, progress ourselves, to better our situation, to get to that next chapter, that next phase, that next level in life. And it's very understandable. There's a lot that could go wrong in a lot of circumstances, but what I want to lean heavily into this next year is, having the no fear mindset of going into things, because yes, certain things can go sideways and not go the way I had planned. But, what if things go right? For me, myself, wanting to take more chances next year because I am getting older. I want to see my progression in life a lot further, to live a bigger life, to have a bigger life, not just for me, but for my loved ones, my family, right? Those around me. And I understand, there is no reward without any risk, sometimes you can't win big, or most times, at all times, to be honest, right? You can't win big at life unless you're willing to take, big chances, roll the dice, and so for me, having this no fear mindset is going to try to just push myself into perhaps uncomfortable situations this next year, right? Really letting go of the fear of what things could go wrong and lean more heavy into what things could go right. If I take certain chances, if I listen to certain, intuitions or things that I might be hesitant to do, but there is a possibility of the thing getting better, of it, bettering my situation, and just, having this no fear mindset of just attacking it, going after it, trying it, and see what happens, right? Again, I think having that no fear mindset can, really put us in a lot better positions, because while there's a lot of chances of us taking chances on things and something not going right, it could be as equal to something going, right at, the chance of seeing what happens if we go for something. And so I think, when we lean so heavy into what things can go wrong, I think we could really benefit a lot from just leaning into what things go right. They often say that the only thing to fear is fear itself, because what I think happens is most times we're waiting for the worst case scenario to happen. And in our mind, it's almost as it's already happened or it's going to happen. So I think fear gets in the way of us, going from here to there, because we're just waiting for that other shoe to drop. We're waiting for the thing to go bad. And it could be the thing, though, that we could take a chance on. And maybe it's something that could help better our situation, better the quality of our life, get us on the right path. That's going to fix a lot of problems that we may have in life. And when I think about people who are successful, I believe that there's a lot of this no fear mindset that's probably correlated to them in just taking more chances, willing to fail more, going into things, not entirely sure if it's going to work out or not, but just having a no fear mindset of we're just going to tackle it and go into it. We're going to see what happens, because it's like, if I lose, I lose. But what if I win and it changes everything in my life? Then it's worth perhaps taking that bet, taking that chance, rolling the dice to really see what could happen. And so, like I said, for me, going and ending this next month, for all of us, right, of the year, I think a lot that's going to be on my forefront of my mindset going into next year is just having no fear with a lot of different things, a lot of different adventures, a lot of, different paths that I may take, and really trying to not talk myself out of something, but just having a no fear mind of just rolling the dice and seeing what happens. Because again, for me personally, on my own journey, there's a lot of things I want to do. There's a lot of, growth I want to take place, and it's not going to happen in a comfort zone, and if I allow fear to get in the way of that, then it might be the thing that holds me back completely from, taking that new adventure, that thing that could possibly, fix a lot of things. So again, having a no fear mindset, it's kind of where I'm going into this next year. And I think if we all can adapt that a little bit more, we'd be willing to take more chances and take more risk, and ultimately could put us in a situation to fix a lot of problems that we may have in our life. Thank you so much for tuning in yet to another episode. And as always, I will see you on the next one.